Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about Jeff the Land Shark. So Jeff the Land Shark is my recommendation for new players starting out as a strategist, or in Marvel Rivals period. So each character has a star. So the lower the star, the easier and friendly they are to new players. The higher the star, the more harder and difficult they are to play. So Jeff has a 1 star, which is very easy, very user friendly, and the best to play. So the strategist's job is to keep their allies alive while staying safe and out of harm's way. Each of the strategists help their team in many different ways. But Jeff, the Land Shark, kind of teaches some of the basics to being a strategist, as well as generally really safe and fun character to play, as his ultimate ability is really rewarding and is a lot of fun to play, but is not as much fun to have happen to you. So Jeff the Land Shark, his heal is very reliable and straightforward. Strategist is the great role to take on if you're brand new to the game, and also too if you're solo queuing. So let's move on to Jeff's basic abilities. His basic ability is the Water Spray. Water Spray, which will heal allies that he sprays onto. His heal penetrates targets if you have multiple allies in a line. It's going to heal all of them pretty drastically, and consistent healing is one of the highest outputs of heals that exist in Marvel Rivals. This will slowly consume amount of charges that you have, and eventually you'll need to refresh by eating a little fish, kind of like a reload time that may leave your abilities vulnerable for a moment, giving the opponents a chance to be able to take you guys out. This ability has a really long range, but it also is very obvious source and can really leave a target on your head. Even though you could be very, very far away and still be an effective healer as Jeff, it's still a good idea to stay relatively close to your Vanguard. Assuming your Vanguard are staying in a safe place, making sure to get as much healing output on them as you can while they're taking focus damage. And then when they're not taking focus damage is when you move on to your second ability, which is your right-click ability. Spits out a shot that explodes onto his bubble and does a decent chunk of damage. And the bubble itself has quite the radius, allowing you to hit targets that you generally would have missed if an enemy was right in front of you. Or you're trying to take out enemies that are retreating away from you. Both are great situations for this bubble to deal damage to the target. Learning to switch between healing stream and shooting out bubbles is one of the core strategies of learning Jeff, as well as learning to be a strategist. In general, learning when it's more important to heal or when it's more important to try and help your allies. So Jeff's basic abilities cannot heal himself. This is where the E button comes in, and he's going to have charges above his ability, which will pop up above the ability icon. This will be how many bubbles you can put out at the current time. You can spam this and drop a bunch all at once, or you can slowly let them out, but the bubble recharge time will slowly build up, ticking until you have your full reserve. These bubbles will put a heal on anybody that touches them, as well as people nearby them. This is Jeff's main way to be able to heal himself, as well as to be able to do a burst of healing onto multiple people. Jeff will also consistently heal himself when he's in his movement boost. He'll dive down and become a little fin sticking out of the ground. When you're moving around like this, you can get a consistent heal, and it's pretty potent. Your hitbox strengthens a lot, and you can reduce damage. It could be really hard for enemies to take out Jeff when he's in this mode. And you get a movement speed boost, allowing you to move around quite freely. If an enemy tries to attack you, you can move around and you can get away from them very fast. It's pretty easy to learn how to stay safe with this ability, as you can quickly get out of risky situations. And with the high mobility of it, you can move around and assist the area a lot easier than other strategists are able to handle. Jeff's ultimate ability is him diving down, and he'll create a large ring. As he moves around this ring, will follow him. And on reactivation, he'll scoop up all players within the ring, allowing enemies, and all enemies scooped up will receive consistent damage, and all allies scooped up will receive a healing effect on them. Once you scooped up everyone, you're able to move around, and you can right click to spit out your allies and left click to spit out your enemy. The most common strategy with this ability is to use this ability, scoop up as many enemies as possible, as you can find the nearest cliff and swim over and jump off. This will get a guaranteed death for you, as well as everybody that you've eaten. It's extremely frustrating to play against, but it has often won a lot of games. Use your shift ability to quickly move close to them before activating this effect, giving them little time to react. So Jeff has 2 team-up ability. First team-up ability is the Frozen Spitball, which he gets from Luna Snow. He can activate this ability with the X key, and then his right-click Aqua Burst now dealing an additional damage and creates a snowfield effect below the targets that are hit. You have to be careful when using this ability because sometimes it can cause you to have tunnel vision on damaging enemies and not doing the appropriate healing that you should be doing to your allies. Jeff's second team up ability is when Groot's on the team, and this is new friends. With the C key, when he's nearby Groot, he'll latch onto him and ride him around on his shoulder. He'll now move along with Groot, and his attacks will originate from Groot's hitbox area. While doing this, you have reduced damage taken, and your E-bubbles will instantly pop, healing both you and Groot. Your Groot's really good at keeping up walls and reducing incoming damage. This can be extremely potent tank combination. Be careful to watch your own health though, and release and get away if there's too much focus damage coming in, and you're not able to survive trying to keep up without direct line of sight from enemy attacks. While still having an effective angle of healing is the core of being a strategist. Jeff the Shark fits into every team, and every team should have 2 strategists at least to be effective. So it's a great pickup for a player who wants to be able to just join up onto solo. Whenever you get attacked by a diver, make sure you go ahead and hit the E button so you can touch the bubble, and make sure you get away really fast as he creates movement boost speed. And then you can go ahead and hit the shift button, reposition, and start healing your allies. So that right there is going to be it for Jeff the Land Shark. I hope you enjoy playing Jeff as much as I have, because Jeff is a really fun character, and you could also just do so much with Jeff. You could also win games with really uncoordinated teammates. So have fun, and again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Alrighty, everyone, that's going to be it for this guide on Jeff the Land Shark. So if you have any other questions or comments or whatever, just go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Later, guys.